Hi, I'm David Davis from ActualTech Media. We're here at the headquarters of Sureline Systems. I'm excited to be joined by Mr. George Symons, COO at Shoreline. How you doing, George?
I'm doing great. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, it's good to talk to you again. So tell us, who is Sureline Systems? I know I've worked with you guys a lot, seen a lot of your great webinars and events and things like that we've done together in the past. But I know a lot has changed. There's a lot of new excitement happening around migration to cloud and migration to hyperconvergence. So what's new at Shoreline?
Good news is migration is actually really gaining in popularity right now because we're seeing more and more companies move to new infrastructure, whether it's moving to a public cloud, as you said, new hyperconverged environments, and how do I get my existing workloads over to these new infrastructures? And that's really been the primary focus for Shoreline. And in it, we partner with cloud vendors, Google, Amazon, et cetera. We partner with hyperconverged vendors. Nutanix is really one of our strongest partners.
Okay. So companies, they have to keep evolving and doing what's best for the business, whether it's saving money or making things more efficient. And you all at Shoreline really help to make that possible by migrating to new infrastructure and migrating to the public cloud. Let's talk about exactly how Shoreline works. Is it software only? Is it hardware? What is it exactly?
For the most part, it's software only. We'll talk about hardware maybe in a little bit. But we install a virtual machine, actually 2 virtual machines, and those are used to move the existing servers. And those servers could be physical servers, they could be virtual servers, to the new infrastructure. And the way we do it is a little different than a lot of companies. We actually take the existing virtual machine and we put all the files into a data store. In that data store, we deduplicate, we compress, and we encrypt. Okay. Then that information is sent to the target environment. So if you're moving to a cloud, because we are deduping across all the servers that you're moving a lot less data.
Yeah.
You're also only moving data between 2 points, right? Our store on one side, a store on the other side. So you don't have a lot of different connections opened up. And of course, both at rest and in transit, the data is encrypted, so it's secure. So we take that approach, and then it allows you to do a lot more in terms of testing. I can spin up VMs to test them. I can take them back down. Nice. So I don't have to pay for the VM to be running through the entire migration process. So talk about saving money, that's a great way to save money, but it's really a better way to set up testing and make sure you thoroughly test your migrations before you're ready to do the cutover.
Yeah, that's important. I mean, you don't want to migrate your data and workloads and then have things not work once they've moved up to the cloud. So you're able to do that testing, ensure everything's going to function before you essentially flip the switch.
Exactly.
So what if you have maybe a massive amount of data, too much data to really fit down the pipe to send to the cloud provider?
And that's the hardware answer.
Okay.
So we have an appliance. We call the appliance Sunshine. And the idea is you take the Sunshine appliance to the source. We find this mostly for enterprises who are moving from a colo back on premises. We've seen that to hyperconverged environments as they're bringing that infrastructure. Yeah. We've seen organizations move between data centers of their own. So the Sunshine appliance gets shipped. All the data gets put on there. So dedupe, compressed, and encrypted while it's in, because it's going to be in transit.
Yeah, that's important.
And then that gets moved over to the target environment. That becomes the seed.
Okay.
So that seed gets put onto the target, and then we use the network just to handle the deltas from there on.
Very nice. I like the name, by the way, Sunshine.
Thank you.
Very catchy. So how do companies typically get started with Shoreline?
Normally, they end up moving a couple of virtual machines, right? So it tends to be part of a migration plan. And in that migration, what they'll do is we work with them and they migrate 2, 3, 5 virtual machines. And from that, they then really are able to do everything else on their own. Now, one of the big advantages we give them is the ability to put together what we call a plan. And in this plan, they're able to define all of the servers they want to move. They can group the servers together, so certain functions may move together. You can set up priority and boot order and things of that nature for it. You define any additional transformations. We handle the transformation moving from whether it's a physical server to a hypervisor or one hypervisor to another.
Okay.
But you're moving to new infrastructure, so the number of virtual cores may want to change, the amount of memory may want to change. You can set all that up in the plan. Networking can get set up in the plan. So you put the plan together, and then you can fire it off in sections, in a sense, when you're ready. So we see organizations who want to move hundreds or even 1,000 virtual machines. They'll do it over a period of time, and Tuesday will be the cutover plan for this group of applications, and Thursday maybe for that group. And so you just fire off the activities for that particular migration when you're ready. So there is planning, and then there's execution.
I like that. So you can test it, and then you can create stages and then implement those stages as it makes sense for the business. Very nice. So if people are interested, I know so many companies out there are looking to migrate to new hardware or to the public cloud. What's the first step they should take?
First step is, well, first you have to make your decision on the target, right? Decide public cloud, not if it's a public cloud, what are you going to move to the public cloud? Once you've made that decision, then it's time to either work with us or our partners. We go through partners. We work with resellers. We partner with Nutanix. Their services organization uses our product for certain migrations. Their resellers use us for their customers. So we'll get you in touch with the right partner, whether it's somebody you're already working with or somebody we've worked with before, to figure out that next step of, okay, how am I going to start the migration process?
So if somebody wanted to get started with Shoreline, what's the first step?
First step, come to our website, right? www.SurelineSystems.com. And there's some videos that you can see there of the product being used, white papers, or the little contact us button.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time today, George.
My pleasure. Thanks for coming.